Hello everyone, we are the European ambassadors from Lykio Georgiou Akademias, and today, on today's podcast, we have a very special guest, Mrs. Ίνα Λόρα Πέρκινς, who is the CEO of Scandinavian Real Heart, which are making the first 4 chambers artificial heart. But now let's let Mrs. Ίνα Λόρα Πέρκινς tell us a bit more about the real heart and how it will change the future of medicine.
Great, thank you so much for inviting me to participate. So I am the CEO of Real Heart, and we're making the world's first 4-chamber artificial heart. And this is because our vision is that no one should die from heart failure. So heart failure is a global problem. There are 64 million patients that suffer from this. It is more deadly than cancer. 50% of patients die within 5 years of diagnosis. And the best treatment is a heart transplant, but there are only 8,000 available per year. So it's very easy to see that there's a need for an alternative, and that's why we're making the Real Heart.
So what made you choose to follow this certain career? Were you interested from a young age, or did any factors while growing up help decide who you were gonna be?
So I'm a biomedical scientist, so that was the first thing I studied. And I've always been interested in biology and chemistry and have very easy for these subjects. So after studying biomedicine, then I thought I was going to follow more of an academic path and maybe become a professor and have my own research group. But I realized that I can have my skills are probably better aimed at having more of a commercial view of things. So I studied entrepreneurship and finance so that I would have more of a broad basis of knowledge, and started working on helping researchers and scientists commercialize their discoveries. So taking things from the lab bench to the clinic, and packaging and finding ways to apply for patents and writing the business plans and trying to really see what's important from that research in terms of how it can help patients.
Wow. And did you have any role models while growing up? If yes, how did they help you?
So I think that my role models have changed throughout my time growing up. Initially, they were my science teachers. So I had some great female science teachers who helped me awoke an interest in these topics. And later it was my PhD supervisor, was a very strong woman who then became the head of the medical school in the UK in Swansea. So my role models have always been the women that have been above me, and trying to learn from them.
That's great. So I was thinking it must be difficult to be a CEO of a company. So do you face any difficulties in your role, and how do you face them?
So I think being a CEO of a company is it's a difficult job, but other jobs are probably equally challenging. And I think that the best thing to do is just make sure that you have a good support network around you. I have the most amazing colleagues at Real Heart. So you can't do everything yourself, and you shouldn't try to do it all yourself either. You should try to find others who are better at the tasks than you, and learn to share and support each other.
Okay, so since our podcast is dedicated to women in STEM, do you see any changes of how women get treated in the fields of STEM today rather than they did in the past? And did the stereotypes stopped, let's say?
I don't know if the stereotypes have stopped. I work in a field where there are very few women. So if I go to a conference in artificial organs, we're probably about 5%. It's not very many women. But what I can see is that when we have interns applying for doing internships with us, or the students coming to do certain student projects, then a lot of them are women, which is really nice, because I think that to grow a successful business, diversity is really key. It improves the way that the organization works, how collaboration happens. If you have great diversity, you have different ways of looking at a problem and help solve it from different angles. So we are trying to really, really be a female-friendly organization. We would love to be 50-50. We're not there yet. But we're very happy to see that for our senior positions, there are very few women that apply, but for our junior positions, we get more women. So I think that maybe this is a shift, and we're happy to promote this and engaging with the initiatives like yourselves to just try to encourage more female engineers to come and join.
Okay. What is one piece of advice you can give to the young generation that's to pursue a career in STEM or a career in entrepreneurship?
So I think that be prepared to work hard, and to apply for a job nowadays. Just your grades is not going to be enough, because there is good or strong competition. So I would encourage to get involved with things like maybe student competitions. Like we're supporting the Heart Hackathon now, that gives students and look into what it's like to develop an artificial heart, or do jobs on the side. That I can say, when I get a bunch of CVs, the ones that have only done the education, they get put aside compared to the ones that have more industry or extracurricular activities and experience.
Thank you very much for these great advices. This podcast, I believe, was very meaningful to me, because I want to pursue a career in STEM and in the medical field. And thank you very much.
Thank you. It was lovely to be invited, and I encourage you and wish you all the best. And hopefully I'll see more of you female engineers out in the workplace soon.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.